Okay, we're back. One marksman, many raiders, and a leader. Oof. For our group of boys, that's actually quite a saucy fight. I think Varwolf might sit this one out, actually. I think this is a nighttime fight. The thing is, if I know that they're going to come towards me, then it will be fine, but one marksman, there's no guarantee that they will come towards us, and if they don't, my ranged guys don't have bow mastery or bullseye yet, so taking care of that marksman is going to be very, very, very difficult. So I think it needs to be a nighttime fight. All this poisoned oil I'm going to save for hunting unholds, I think. 71 rations, getting there. Right, we've got a few shield breaking options here with these boys. We've only got 2 of these Speetum, do we? I know it says throwing spear, but I look at that and I think Roman Speetum when I see that. That little bit there. Ermagerd. I'm just faffing about because I'm worried about where the fight's going to go, but alright. Fight for darkness. I mean, speaking of archer hunting, when are my archers actually going to be in a spot where they can outshoot enemy marksmen? So at level 6, you got to take footwork. At level 7, you have to take nimble. At 8, we can take bow mastery. At 9, we can take bullseye. And then at 10, we can take berserk. 11, we can take probably killing frenzy and bags and belts. So by level 9 they'll be able to take on enemy marksmen. I mean, like, looking at where my brothers are and 102 days in, it feels like we are miles behind where we should be, but this is just the effect of gaining renown at half the rate. It's been noticeable how much more difficult it's been. At daily rate 150, it's surprisingly high. Right, night time. Good luck, boys. It's funny, I've been thinking about the lad who I misleveled. The guy who was marked as a torturer, but I gave him hammer mastery by mistake. That could turn out to be a happy accident, because now, since that happened, I've been thinking quite a lot about whether that might actually be doable, whether you have someone with shield specialization, hammer specialization, and cleaver specialization, and then quick hands, and then whenever the enemy you're attacking has armor, you quick hands to the hammer. If they don't have armor, you quick hands to the cleaver. Generally, I've stayed away from those sort of hybrid builds, but like the more I play, the more I'm actually liking and appreciating hybrids. My love of hybrids has started with the archers, who take bow mastery and throwing weapon mastery. I do think that I'm kind of over-reliant on two-handed weapon users on the front lines, just because I love how they can do AoE damage with their round swings and sweep type attacks. Is that marksman not coming towards us at all? Like, going forward here is not an option because they'll grab that high ground real quick. Just go back and end a few turns and see what happens. They should come towards us. I mean, it's night time. I mean, technically they have the archery advantage because their marksman will be a better ranged fighter than Animaru. Let's give it there we go, another turn or two. But the thing is, now you got to go far enough back that their archer can't reach you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's plenty fine because the big danger was their marksman goes to the high ground here, just peppers us. End round. Wait a second, we got a dastardly lad. I should be using raise morale to get that low morale off of Manuel. These boys will be in sight at any time. Ah, Coleman's only level 2. Never mind. You can hear them. They're creeping forward slowly. Okay, looks like we are going to have to move forward. But I'm so worried about what's going to happen if that marksman sits on the high ground. Even with the nighttime debuff. Fuck's sake, okay. I've got loads of rotation, so we could actually put the back line on the front and then try to bait these guys to try to close in on my quote-unquote back. See, there they are. In range. It's one guy with a hunting bow, and he's too far away from the high ground now, so we should be fine. It's only 13%. Just wait and see what happens. I hope they're going to come forward. And I would love to be able to stab August the Gravedigger down to death, because he's wearing a leather scale, which is one of the better light armors. I think next to Noble Mail, it has the highest armor to fatigue ratio of the light armors. Come on, move forward, you dickheads. If I go 2 squares forward, they can only attack once, each of these lads. In fact, why don't we try bait out the rotation usage, as long as everybody on the front line has a rotation. So this is risky. Have everybody done this before? Like that. Up, wait. Caravan, you're a frontline lad, aren't you? I was kind of hoping these lads would do more attacks on the quote-unquote backline and then get rotated out. Now that's one attack that Ikri took, which Gunther doesn't have to. Gungnir, sorry, not Gunther. Move forward, you douchebag. All right. What I won't do though is take that position, because then I'd be surrounded. Good dodge. Ooh! Damn, I was hoping for an extra turn that he would stick in that net. I don't know why that's so funny. I think it's how quickly and it's this weird effect, you know, effected way of going. Oh, you see how effective even these military picks are. Go, right shot. Oh, we're out of shield breaking options. How annoying must that be? Stuck in that net the whole time. The fact that we've managed to pierce his arm muscles, excellent debuff as well. Well done, boys. It's going very well. Full Mac, what are your dodge numbers like? 48, that's at level 7, that's very good. And he doesn't even have shield expert. That kind of ties into my comment about thinking of, well, hang on, I should be daggering that lad as well. I want his armor. See, looking at his defensive numbers there makes me doubly think, what would it be like? Whoopsie. If you, and this is something that I would do with the peasant militia, you make your entire front line absolutely identical. And every single one of the frontline lads has, let's say, hammer mastery and cleaver mastery and quick hands, and they're all identical. So that means they're all easy to replace as well. One of the things you can run into in a lot of playthroughs is you need multiple backups of multiple different classes. That's something that we will experiment with at some point. What if you made an entire group of nothing but dagger specialists and you just stab the shit out of everyone? It's another one of those builds that'll be effective, incredibly effective some of the time, but terribly ineffective most of the time. You mother. Great stabbing, lads. Exceptionally well fought, boys. Noble sword, amazing. I needed another military pick, and we got our first leather scale armor. Awesome. And now, Gungnir, leather scale. Just check the difference. 243, 247. Well, actually, now that I've got nimble, I should probably rather use the nasal helmet. 247 compared to 250. It's only a tiny increase. 3 have any damage, but then again, it's extra head armor. But I think with leather scale plus the wolf, so that's 155, takes 262. It's still quite low, but he's only level 7. Yeah, once we start like that, plus a Saleh helmet is a nice little mix. 235, 236. Any of these lads heavy armor wearers? Yes, Emmanuel, heavy armor wearer. Aegis. Keep throwing nets. Avid Smear, Warhammer user, so melee skill, melee defense, paramount importance, fatigue. Level 3. Let's go to my builds. Let's see. Stobbie's builds. Raider Lad, Student. Gifted, Rotation, Recover, Reach Advantage, Nimble, Colossus, Berserk, Weapon Spec, Indomitable, and Killing Frenzy. Gifted next. One thing though, I've always wondered about Gifted and Steel Brow. I think for someone with a Steel Brow, Can't do better than gifted. If you take the +3 melee skill and +3 melee defense, one of my viewers pointed out, that's a 6% melee hit differential, which is just too good. Hey, Donkey Kong, what's up, dude? Heard from you in a while. You bought a 100-year-old farmhouse. Oh, nice. I mean, if you do the requisite work on those type of houses to get them all up to modern spec with respect to plumbing and electricity and whatnot, they can be wonderful to live in. Like those old wooden floors can be so nice. But I don't know. I really hope that you can get good enough internet. The lack of internet potential would be the one thing that would keep me away from a farmhouse. It's for, see, these +1s here are a concern. That will take. I've got to keep getting that resolve up. Level 6 footwork. Excellent. So, Warhammer lads, who here has Hammer Mastery? Verondox. Oh, nice. 114 megs up and down. Good. I'm so impressed with the internet that I've got. I've got a 200 line. It's 200 up, 200 down. And before they came to install fiber in my area, I had to use ADSL. So I had like 750 kilobytes. So I went from 750 KB up to 200 megabytes. I was like, oh. And I'm paying through my dick hole for it. I mean, that's what you got to, expect here in South Africa, but totally worth it. Dude, it was crazy. Like when I was on the ADSL, it would take me 5 hours to upload a 45-minute Bachelor Brothers episode. And then sometimes it would even crap out and break halfway through, I had to start again. Now it takes like 40 seconds to upload a 45-minute clip. Noble Sword. Who we give the Noble Sword to? Probably to Paragon. And my new PC that I've ordered is getting delivered next week. I can't fucking wait. GDX 2070. It's going to be so good. Actually, with 78 accuracy Gungnir, you should be using that Noble Sword. 68. It's a bit meh. Okay, I'm loving the amount of spears we've gotten. 4 spears. We'll need a full 9, probably. Kettle hat. Oh, yeah. Something heavier. I love wild men. Look at this fatigue. Best. Love. Oh, God. Fighting axe. That's what Gungnir should be using. The recover. I haven't got spear specialization yet for full mech. You know what, for full mech, I might actually make him a sword tank. 73 at level 7. He might get up to 80 odd, plus 10% to hit. Let's turn him into a sword tank. What I was really hoping for was someone with amazing defensive numbers and iron lungs, because then you riposte with the specialization is 19 fatigue, and with iron lungs you recover 19. So then you increase his fatigue and his initiative. You take fortify, you take dodge, take relentless, and you just sit there. You type a bunch of people. And you just riposte. Your fatigue doesn't go down unless you get hit with a blunt mace, and you just riposte a bunch of people. But as good as that would be, still someone with a two-handed warhammer and just swinging in a big arc and just beating the bejesus out of people would be even better. Keep grinding. I want to get this 10,000 gold. 16 of the fuckers. That is absolutely doable though. But armor needs repairing. Excuse me, needs to be repaired. And that needs to be a nighttime fight. Let's see what the armor looks like once it turns into night, because this would be pretty much the same fight, just with a few extra marksmen. And those thugs actually help us, because they die so quick. Helps us break their morale. Run, trading caravan. Lucky lads, unlucky. Oh, what's happening here? Oh my god. Getting annihilated. We are the worst group of mercenaries. We'll actually pull enemies into other mercenaries, but then if other mercenaries are getting attacked, we'll just stand by and be like, ah, you guys are getting killed. Unlucky. Some thugs, a few marksmen, raiders, and a leader. Let's do it. Oh, scary. He is so dangerous that I don't think we're going to bother daggering him down. Let us retreat to Reno. Grab that sweet high ground, lads. Gotta be a little careful though. Does he have any ranged, like pole arm users? He does not have any pole arm users. Okay, marksman, don't look too bad so far. Hunting bows are not as bad as the tier 2 crossbows. The downside to fighting on this line here, the front line there, they will have marksmen on a bit of high ground. This should do nicely, I think. A lot of this is going to come down to where that leader goes. If I can't keep that leader under a net, things could get quite spicy quite quickly. Owie! Bear in mind that only 2 of the lads here actually have nimble. Damn it. Ooh, the old one shot. Correct. Come on, run those thugs forward. Murder them up real good. Stay where you are. It looks like Barabbas is going to try to take that position. So if we invite him to go to that position, then that we can actually be fine with that. He waited. Ow! Paragon getting hit the whole fucking time. God damn it. We're gonna have to rotate him out. I need to see if I can free up one of these lads from the south. Problem is he's in one-shot territory with that axe. Oof, ouchie. Okay, net. I'd love to dagger him though. That is quite nice armor. I think it'll depend on how quickly we can shatter his morale with dagger hits. See, but then I gotta go height disadvantage. That's fucking scary. But because he's got an axe, he is likely to try to break shields before he does anything else. I was hoping for a morale break there with the surround. Mission 78, minus 15. I think it's worth trying to disarm him. So 75 chance and missed. That was just unlucky. Okay, good. Breaking. Excellent. Fuck, he's gonna get an attack off. I'd have to hope that the accuracy debuff from breaking is gonna be enough. Yes! Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Oh, we needed that. I needed him to not get a shot off with that great axe. That is... Oh shit, Ration's in trouble. It's super resource intensive, but having one lad just running around throwing nets is really good. Okay, that was wrong, but alright. Supposed to go down. Got him. Ow! Damn it, Brigand Raider, you ball bag. Off with his head. Ikri would have to rotate you out. Hopefully someone's got fatigue for that. Oh, I could have attacked there. Oops. How many dogs left, I wonder? I don't think so. Yeah, pity about that injury. Aha, there's a dog. Right, Lord, get him! No, you dumb dog. There's a good dog. Good boy. Off with the head. The mail shirt is nice, and the closed mail is excellent as well. We didn't get his weapon though, which is super unlucky because he didn't even get to use it, so it wouldn't have taken any damage. Right, let's head to town. Offload this stuff that we're carrying. Manual, Warhammer. Hey, let's see. Stobbie's builds. Radar lad. Student, gifted. Rotation, recover. Reach advantage at 6. Weapon spec. Well, reach advantage you only take at level 10 once you're actually able to use a two-handed weapon. At level 6, I think you take weapon spec. Let's wait. So gifted I've got. Student I got. Rotation I got. Recover I've got. Weapon specialization I've got. Nimble at level 7. Yes, of course, nimble. Yeah, you see, so that helmet is too heavy. In any case, the archers need to be using this full mail coif thing. 236, 244. The person, I want the guys on the flanks to have the highest defense. Wait a second, you've got nimble, right? Got nimble. 36, 240. Incremental little upgrades. Thank you. Also, that it's frankly unlucky that we got the green skin event as the first one. One of the harder ones to deal with. Bought for 120, so it's almost double. Oh, look at these prices. So good. We need 2 hunting bows at most. Don't need any light crossbows. Don't need that. How many spears? Keep 7 spears at most, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's junk. Scimitar, honestly, don't need. Gotta be so brutal with the space requirements. Let's keep 1 set of armor. 2 sets of armor. Is that profitable? Yeah, this campaign started a little while ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is damage incorporated. We got 3 torturers. I think. How many cleavers? We need 3 in total. Then Paragon can start using his cleaver at level 6. And Verondox can start using his cleaver at level 8 because he'll take Nimble at 7 and then go back there. Oh, new webcam. No, it's just because my windows are open. So the light source is from the lighting rig and from outside. The company is kind of wealthy. Look at that. We almost made 10,000. Yes. This is exactly what I was hoping for with this background. Is the ability to just make lots and lots of money. Kaltenhof is how far? 2 days to the northwest. I want something a little bit quicker than that. Hunt down what terrorizes. Yes. We need time to repair and heal up. We kind of do. I can give Ikri this battle off. One thing about these Warhammer lads using their military picks, they do almost nothing against Nachtseers. But the Nachtseers is where the torturers are going to really shine. Yes! Main chow down on loads of food, improving their morale. Die wolves. 11 of the fuckers. Oof. Scary, frankly. Military picks ain't gonna do shit against direwolves. At night time is. That means werewolf won't be much use. If you backline boys have enough fatigue to use the battle whip, which Nixon could. But no, these stats, hang on, I don't have to keep the 6 and 6 formation. Yeah, that'll do. Like full max sword tank. If I only had more fatigue, I could have given him. I'm trying to see if I can justify giving someone else a cleaver, but they need, at a minimum, they need recover. It's so exhausting. That is a fuckload of direwolves. It's a little scary. I might get lucky and be able to get a spear wall down if I just alternate. Up, Spunk Mo. Good to have you, bud. Saturday lunchtime for me, so it's a odd time for me to be streaming, but just got back from the gym, feeling good. But why not? It's super unlikely that we'll be able to get a spear wall down, but you never know with dire wolves. Sometimes if the terrain helps you out, they aren't able to hit your front lines immediately, but clearly not the case here. Right, so any of these fuckers frenzied? They are not. Fucking hell, Ration. 66 and a 74, both missed. Boys! Nice one, Ikri. Lavitsmere's gonna have some dogs in melee range. Gotta be so respectful of these dire wolves this early on. Beckers are so dangerous. So Spunk my yes and no. Like overall, I feel I'm at a lower power level than I would be otherwise, and would certainly I would like to be. However, the longer we stick with it and we get our reputation up, then it's gonna have like no drawbacks. It's just gonna be amazing. I mean, we just made like 6,000 gold in the space of like a week. So I'm loving the trading prices. I'm loving this background. It's so cool. And I'm optimistic that once we get to like 200, 300 days, that we will hopefully have so much money saved up that I'll be able to just walk into any town that's having a sale of legendaries, and I'll just be able to buy them on site, which was what we were hoping to achieve with this background. Honestly, what I'm most keen to see right now, though, is the viability of my hammer guy, who I accidentally... Now, I had him marked as a torturer for cleaver usage, but then I accidentally gave him a hammer mastery, and now him I'm going to level up with hammer and cleaver mastery and shield specialization. And I just want to see what it's like having someone who's going to be able to switch between an armor piercing and a high hit point damaging weapon as needed. The trade-off is he won't have any area of attack damage like a big warhammer would give him, but I think he's going to be very useful in all situations because there's no enemies he can't, deal with. And then even if he's fighting like an orc warrior, you just bang on him with a hammer until the armor is gone, then you switch to your cleaver. It's going to be interesting. Okay, no, so I've got the 10,000, but I'm going to make even more. Benson, what's up? Oh, look at these cheap tools. 65, 85, 105, 125, 145. I must not forget that whenever I can find a whip, I need to buy one on site. I was actually going to play only now in the lunchtime session, but let's see, like the time for me now is 3:30. I'll probably play until 5:30, break for dinner, and then I'll do a couple hours of Oxygen Not Included this evening. But I need the caravan size upgrades. These level ups. Level 7 is such a watershed level for everybody on the front line. So important. I don't know if watershed's the right word, but it's a big one. It's big for survivability. Like the difference between a level 7 with nimble and a level 6 without nimble is incredible in terms of survivability. Swank, you should be happy. Oni is such a cool game. Ready the troops. I should pick up some more throwing axes. But good to know I've got armor ready to go and equipment ready to go for the next 2 hunters. So once we complete this ambition, the 10,000 gold ambition, then it'll be interesting. Follow the tracks, return the lockbox. Time to think. We need time to heal. Man, I've been rewatching Game of Thrones from season 1. And I'm like 2 episodes into season 2 now, and I can't believe it's the same show that I watched in season 8. Like, I knew that things went kind of tits up in season 8, and it's been well discussed. But once you actually sit and watch seasons 1 and 2, I was watching that one, that scene between Varys and Littlefinger when they're talking in the throne room. And Varys is like, you often spend time thinking about my gash, and the quipping back and forth, and seeing Tyrion telling what's his name again, the Maester and Varys and Littlefinger different plans for Mercedes to figure out who's been spying on him for the Queen. Like, I forgot Tyrion used to actually be smart. There's all these moments where I'm like, God, this show was good. Oh well, rip. This is why we can't have nice things. Oh, how do you miss that? 69%. It's a pity. But David and Dan just wanted to... They just wanted to be done with Game of Thrones. So frustrating. But I think the low point of the whole 8 seasons for me was episode 5, where Dany commits war crimes in King's Landing for no reason. Like, it's good. Like, her entire character arc has been about defending the weak, and then all of a sudden, oh, they like Jon Snow. I'm gonna kill them all. Like, what the fuck? Anyway. shouldn't moan about the shitty parts. I should just be glad about how good the good parts were. There's a YouTuber called Lindsay Ellis, who's like a film critic and a film student, and her breakdown, her in-depth breakdowns are absolutely incredible. I recommend you check her out if you guys can. Then there's two Game of Thrones videos she did. She did a 45-minute one and then an hour-and-a-half one. And it's just so good and so insightful. But I think like the best part of her videos is she refers to what's the cheesy pirate dude who shoots down the dragons, and I can't even remember a Euron. I can't remember what he was called, but she refers to him as Hot Topic Pirate, which is just that's brilliant. It's the perfect way to describe him. Just cheesy and stupid and what? And then all the fast traveling. Fucking Gendry running from the zombies surrounding the dudes back to the wall in like 2 minutes. That sound effect sums up season 8. Okay, Gungnir, let's give you... Where is that noble sword? Paragon, you are 400 XP away from using a cleaver. Have you got student? Good. Student is offsetting your stupidity. There's fast movement and there's teleportation, and they were teleporting. Stupid. Anyway. .73 accuracy is pretty good, but he needs a sword. He doesn't really have the fatigue for anything else. He'll get there. Kaltenhof, I don't think I want to go there unless it's one of these cities from this house. It is. $1 shop sparrow. That was pretty fucking accurate. Let's see how many orc warriors there are here, and I want to see what these military picks can do. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a scary fight. Oh yeah, I watched Kingdom a couple of weeks ago. It was fucking incredible. I can't wait for season 2 to come out. There was another cool show as well. It was a movie. It was a Korean. I'm just discovering Korean cinema now. This movie was called Revenger, and it was the single best action movie I've ever seen in my life. It was fucking mind-blowing. The action sequences, the fight choreography, the sword fight choreography. If you haven't watched Revenger, turn the stream off now and go watch Revenger now. 3 orc warriors. It's kind of scary. I mean, only Maru can fancy feet away, but Varwolf can't, so that's worrying. Now, I want Ration to be battle whipping these dudes' weapons away, but he doesn't have the fatigue yet. I already have Kingdom. Season 2 comes out soon. I love Kingdom. So good. get stun resisted, nerd. Shit. I thought I gave Aegis nets. I could have done with nets now. I should have thought of that. Like in that situation, I don't think it's worth putting Paragon's shield up. Emmanuel will be so much easier to hit, so it's pretty obvious that that Orc Warrior will hit Emmanuel instead of Paragon. Train to Busan. Okay, check that out. Like, look at that. That's not bad armor destruction. And that's not even the barbarian heavy throwing axes. That's underwhelming. Let's see. 54 armor damage. Oh, see, I should probably be using destroy armor. Here's where it starts getting scary. Don't know what I'm going to do about Paragon. Rotate him out. Aegis is... he's level 5. Shit. Decree doesn't have great defense either. %69 chance. See, destroy armor, way better. Look at that. 135 damage to body armor. 130 damage to body armor. What's up, Modern? Anumaru. Javelins, that orc nerd. Don't hit the head. Yes! I've never wounded an orc warrior before. That's the first time I've wounded an orc warrior. Orc warrior's body hit for 52 damage. Very nice. See, like this is what I'm talking about now, where I have a thought that I want to actually double specialization for the first time on someone. Like now with this hammer, with a target that has no armor, the hammer is effectively useless. Let's try get around. Throw the dog down. I just want to give them a target other than Caravan. Paragon, please have fatigue to rotate out. It does. You have to pray that Aegis survives this. This is very early to be fighting orc warriors. Oh, thank goodness. Ow. Suppose I could have rotated out there. Agree. At least that's a cleaver, so the shield will do work. And that orc warrior is about to go down. His armor is about done. Just hold on, boys. Ah! rotate someone else. It's trouble. Oh, come on, Ikri. You just need to block these 2 hits. If he takes one of those cleaver shots, he's dead. Okay, the double charge in, that's totally fine by me. I just think when we have 3 guys in the formation who can do that. Just gotta hang on. Keep leveling the lads. Twitch wants to rip me off even though the advertise the tier 1 sub 50% off. Oh really? Maybe it's only for partners. So I'm only an affiliate. The lowly, pathetic affiliate scum that I am. Punching orc. Interesting. Twitch just being Twitch, I suppose. Just dodging away from the orc. Love it. And then hitting him with a sling. Excellent. Punch him to death. Ikri! Oh! So early signs are that these one-handed warhammers are plenty for destroying even the heaviest orc armor. I mean, the two-handed warhammers are obviously just better at that. But the point I'm making is that the one-handed hammers aren't... It's not like they're crap at destroying armor. They're still really good. Level 6 polearm user... Student. I mean, that's only a military pick. Once I get that one-handed warhammer proper... Those do some serious armor damage.
My liege! Good tonight. Will you come with me to Camelot and join...
Thanks, Morden. Generous lad. Good lad. Oh, and speaking of the Blood Bowl, Blood Bowl, I've accepted, I think 7 teams so far have registered, so we're still waiting for a few.
My liege.
But yeah, I hope it's going to be fun. And I hope that I can man up and not throw a temper tantrum again when playing Blood Bowl. I just totally, just mentally fucked out the other night.
Will you come with me to Camelot and
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we need one more pitchfork and then we got 12. Actually, no. We don't actually need any more pitchforks for fighting Alps because only Maru can still use a ranged weapon at night because of the Fang Shire. But eventually we'll look to upgrade all of these pitchforks with pikes. It's a little annoying that there's yet another enemy type that we have to stockpile various weapons for, but it's effective, it's effective. 7... Hey, 10, 1,000 gold. So 742, we starting to get up there, and a lot of look at all these villages down to the south here are starting to like us. And House Horn, it's going to take a long time before we can still work for them. But I mean, look at this, day 107, and we don't even have professional renown yet. A lot of times in normal playthroughs, you can get professional renown by about day 40. We fucking are rich, boys. Dogs for everyone. I'd say occasionally, yes, I've hired witch hunters. Witch hunters are very good because they get plus 20 resolve for attempts to mind control and panic. So you don't have to sink as many level up points into their resolve, which is very nice. But they only get like plus 5 to their what's it, ranged skill. So you still can't beat a hunter. Well, Martin, if you take a big Twitch or a bunch of dickheads stance, I don't think you're gonna find much resistance anywhere. Can Paragon, dumbass. Spenderhosen. Martin hat seine Spenderhosen an. Hosen. My favorite German word is Hosenbügler. Trouser press. Hosenbügler. Well, my German friends, have you heard his name? My favorite Irish comedian, Dylan Moran, has this bit about Germany. I want to rip off his bit, but basically he's talking about how, you know, when you meet a lovely, young, affable German person and, oh god, scary, we're gonna have to run away here. Go. And they're lovely, and he says, you know, you'll talk to someone and they're like, yeah, you know, they'll talk about Germany and be, you know, they're doing quite well in Germany with the arts, and, you know, the economy could be a bit better, and, you know, it's a bit unstable, but he says, but when you talk to German, all you hear is Hitler, 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 Hitler with the Hitler, which is terribly unfair. Right. Dylan Moran, Germany. Don't go to Germany, it's a terrible place.
And you never forget that shit, you know, it never goes away. But this idea of the good life being elsewhere does possess people. And I suppose a lot of people now, because Europe is freed up and everything, people move within Germany. A lot of, within Europe, rather. I mean, I said Germany, but I meant Europe.
I love this guy. He's one of my favorite comics.
But loads of people did go to Germany, actually. Recently, for the World Cup. A lot of English people went over to make uninformed, prejudicial remarks about German people and Germany. Totally ignorant and bigoted. Know nothing about it, but they're
2,600 for a warbow.
Because they're English.
I'll take 2.
And because Germany is a toilet. A truly dreadful place. Nobody ever has any reason to go there. It is a totally dreadful place. And that's just the way it is. Because if you're talking to, you know, a modern... I went there. On the same weekend I went to Australia and California. And it's a... You see, the thing is, you're talking to a modern, nice, affable German person, and they're saying to you something like, you know, well, it's a critical time now for Germany within Europe, also globally. Economically, we're pretty good, we have been better, but we're very vibrant in the theatre and arts and so on. All the time you listen to this, you're thinking, Hitler. Hitler. When you did the Hitler thing with Hitler. 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 And the people look like pork. You can't get away from that. They do. They look like pork scratchings on a towel. And you can't eat the food because you would have to complain about it, and that would mean speaking German. It's a disgusting language. Nobody should ever speak it. Even Hitler was vegetarian. That's how bad the food is. And you couldn't speak German because it's a horrible sound. It sounds like typewriters eating tinfoil being kicked down the stairs. And somebody is talking to you in German. They're saying, and you think, what is happening to you from behind? How can we make it stop? Please go away. Now, that's not prejudice, that's just observation. And the thing is, English people are very bigoted, though, I find. I say that as a neutral Irish person. You know, Ireland wasn't involved in the war at all. Ireland's reaction in the war was to go, what? There's a what on? Sorry, what? I'm not dressed. What is it? What? You want to what? You need to, what is it? A war? Oh, it's all over. Is it? Oh, we'll go. Yeah, what do you want? And not very useful. And but English people are quite prejudiced, I think. Because I've noticed this recently, because I have lots of English friends who are very dear to me, and I realized recently, when you're talking to an English person and you're from elsewhere, they share with you. They do a lovely thing when they're talking to you. They impersonate you as they're talking to you. Somebody says to me, do you want another drink then? You know, in that English voice that suggests they're just about to die at any moment. Do you want another drink? I would. I'd love another drink. That'd be great. That'd be grand. Thank you. They do you. They go, I would, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. That'd be lovely. What the fuck are you doing?
Right, enough Dylan. Such a good comic. I got to see him live in London a couple of years ago. Fucking brilliant. And I got to see Billy Connolly live, which was fucking sad. God. I mean, it was funny, obviously, but just seeing how he's struggling was super sad. What is this? Hunt down the unholds. That is super risky. In fact, probably not worth that type of risky. I love a thief. I don't really need more. Sons of Thief, I have a very firm rule, which is don't listen to chat. Chat are trying to get you killed. Once we have a front line composed of entirely at least level 7 guys, and once all 3 of my torturers are using their cleavers, then we will be in a position where we can take on unholds with relative confidence. No, I don't have my archers yet. I've got 2 of the 4 that I want. I've got the 2 crap ones, which I'm going to have to replace. They aren't that good. Oh, he's got a hammer! He's got a tier 3 hammer! Mate, I just bought 2 warbows for 2,600 gold each. I've never seen warbows that cheap in my life. That is incredible. I think actually there was one other comic who did a bit about Germany. I think it was Bill Bailey, actually. Bill Bailey, German. No, he sings in Germany. Who was it who did the comedian German strudel pipe? He made a joke about there being all these pipes all over the place. Who the hell was it? It's one of my. Was it Jimmy Carr? Now, it'll come to me later, but I shouldn't be getting distracted. Right. How's this fight gonna go down? Just your only job is to get a net onto Black Eyes Einhardt, and then honestly the front line just kind of stay where you are. Paragon can kind of move along and shore up the southern Any of you nerds are welcome to try to go to that spot. Tell you something about the Germans. They know how to engineer automobiles. Cars and motorcycles are incredible. I think if you're going to get the very best car or bike, you let the Italians handle the styling, and you let the Germans handle the engineering, and you're going to have yourself a fucking incredible piece of kit. I love theory crafting about the Second World War. I still reckon that if Hitler didn't have the personality that he did, if he was a bit more tactically, smart, that could have gone very, very differently. I still think ultimately what defeated the German forces was the Russian winter more than anything. Ooh. I need my uncle in chat. My uncle is one of those polymaths who's just he's knowledgeable about anything, and I can talk to him about the war for hours and hours and hours. It's fascinating. Let's try javelins, because I see 49% chance to hit on each throw is the same as one aimed shot, so I got 2 50% shots instead of 1 50% shot. Well, I heard an interesting guy talking about Hitler on the Joe Rogan podcast. I think he was a historian, but he was saying that it's like an open secret that Hitler was pretty much being given a mixture of speed and cocaine by his doctors in the last few years. And then, like late in the war, when he was trying to convince Mussolini to stay in the war, Mussolini was, I'm butchering the story, but Mussolini was desperate to get out of the war. And then he had this long meeting with Hitler where he was going to say, no, fuck you guys, I'm out of the war. But Hitler was like just crazy on speed and cocaine and amphetamines, and it just screamed at him for hours. And Mussolini was like, okay, fine. Nutbag. I actually need Black Eyes Einhard to start coming forward now. What I don't want is for him to decide he's just going to run away. We got to run at this dude now. He's gonna flee. I have a feeling he's gonna have a go for it. No, here he comes. Over here, boys. We need lads with daggers. That nerd is still an issue, though. Thank goodness that missed. I find it awesome that Japan, of all places, still has high thoughts of Germany as if we were still allies in the war against the world. The Japanese are a fascinating culture. Whoopsie. Sorry, Brigand Raider. You shall be killed in due course, my friend. Worry not. I kind of want to wait for him to come forward. I just really hope he doesn't leave. Yeah, he didn't attack, thank goodness. We are about to learn firsthand just how dangerous those warhammers are. Fuck's sake, Paragon! Oh! That's a 61% chance that missed. That was a bit of luck. We needed that. That was good fortune. Come on, what was that chance and then he missed it? 59. A little bit better than even. First ever samurai that wasn't Japanese escaped African slave. Whoa! Oh, cool. That just sounds like a Hollywood movie waiting to happen. What would that be? No, lol. Killed by a sling. This is awesome. This is the second brigand leader we fought where we haven't had to take a single attack from him. Which is, of course, super important because their weapons are so dangerous. Don't damage his armor. I wouldn't mind that armor either. Oh! I'm a lucky boy. That's 3 in a row. Well, speaking of interesting stories, a book here called The Brendan Voyage, who I'm named after. I'm named after a monk, an epic crossing of the Atlantic by leather boat. So it is theorized that the very first Atlantic crossing from Ireland to Newfoundland in what is Canada now was done by a monk of some sort. I don't know which type of monk, English monk of some sort, who just built a boat himself of cured leather and wood and made the crossing solo. It's an amazing story. Oof, almost. Ah, finally. If coracle is the term for it, then I suppose so, yeah. And it was a solo crossing as well, which is the amazing thing. Give me that warhammer. I'm going to be gutted if we don't get the warhammer. Yeah! Warhammer and a heater shield. That's awesome. Oh, whoopsie. Forgot about that nerd. It is indeed not that hammer. I don't think we will ever see the like of that hammer again. I desperately hope we can pick up a hammer or two like that for this campaign. I mean, I'm gonna need 4. I'm gonna need 4 two-handed warhammers. But the awesome thing about the two-handed warhammers is that even the unnamed normal ones are fucking incredible with the amount of armor damage they do. At this point, actually, spear tank, you can go on the front line. That's fine. Loads of spare daggers. Right, so student, gifted, rotation, saves lives. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. 77, Warhammer specialization. 72. Right, Emmanuel. Go to work. Oh, yes. Yes. Gagnier needs level 8 and then he can start using that military pick. Sword tank, torturer. My heavy armor boy, Manuel. Out of curiosity, if I go like this on Emmanuel, that predictably ruins his fatigue. But I mean, at level 8, we can just give him brawny and he'll have close to 70. He's going to do fine with a two-handed Warhammer. His melee resistance is not what I would like it to be, but once we remove Dastard, he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay. 11 fatigue per swing is quite a lot. 22 minus 15, 7 per turn. So as long as he's just swinging twice a turn, fine in that armor, I think. Where are my Warhammer guys? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Warhammers we have 1, 2, 3. We need to get at least one more military pick. I mean, the pickaxe is technically a hammer, but it's such a low level. Show me the hunters. Rational and paranoid. Melee defense. That's not good enough. Oh, come on, really? That's worth hiring. He's going to be so good. What is it with these fucking hunters and their melee skill and melee defense? We still need 2 archers, a polearm, and a reserve hammer raider, so... Belder, welcome. Ooh, Iron Lungs! Tank, incredible swordsman. Whoa. Oh, if only that range defense was a melee skill. No. I have a very particular idea in mind of what I'm trying to achieve here, and I'm going to make sure I do it. So I think this is a reserve hammer raider. This is number 15. Good, so we've got all the hammer raiders we need. This is light armor wearing Warhammer. To the name list. Let's do a page 4 name, one of the recent ones. Goliath, number 169. Aptly named, hopefully. Honestly, I think like Topochnikson, my spare spear tank. I think I'm gonna retire this dude. I don't need a spear tank. I only want torturers and Warhammer users for the front line. Philmac I'm going to retire as well. Eventually I'll retire him. If I keep finding guys that have very high melee skill, but not necessarily high melee defense is a bonus, and then I can turn them into torturers. Looks like the stream died for a second. Is it back? Okay, YouTube, I'll call it a session here. It's been an hour and a half. Yep, that's it for today.